Hello, aho. How are you guys? Welcome to this live inside the group. Let me know how you're doing. Where you are. And if you're watching live or on the replay, and you can hashtag live if you're watching live and hashtag replay. And also just, let us know how you are, what's going on for you, and where you are. So, I think this is really important, so that's why I am doing a video about this topic, which is my human design reading. So, without further ado, I'll just kind of get on with that. Now, I'm a reflector, a 4/6 reflector. Okay, so out of the human design profiles, the reflector is the 1% of people are this reflector, and they're meant to be the center of community. And the reading was done by my friend Premal, who's here also in Lake Atitlan in Guatemala, but she's also from the UK, and she's also from a community there in the UK who I've been around for many years. And it's also that same community that kind of really opened and received the human design teachings more in their earlier stages in the Genesis. And yes, so what she was saying was that you're very special and different. And hi Siri-chan. I don't, I'm just want to repeat what she said, because it's important that reflectors are, I feel as a reflector myself, really valued and honored, and also like very much in the center of their community where they can be of most service. And so it's important that they're seen and known who they are, so then they can be this healthy center of a community. And that's what we are. So, we're constantly, it's about detachment and discernment as well. And we're constantly reflecting back the energy and transmuting it into higher consciousness, and asking, is this healthy? Is it healthy what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, what energy is around me? Is it light or is it shadows? And reflecting back to those around me. Is it light or is it shadow? So she also said you're a cosmic consultant, which is no news to me, but actually a wonderful assonant word play that I really like, and I think I'm going to start using that. Cosmic elder is another thing she said, and that people experience themselves through me. So and I think human design is an amazing, by the way, I think human design is an amazing system and a tool, and I highly recommend looking into yours and getting yourself a reading. If you'd like more info about that, just ask me, message me. So the world needs, so what I was explained to me was the world actually needs to wait for me to make my decisions, because I work with the reflectors. We work with a 28-day cycle of the moon, and the moon, we go through all the different phases of the moon and the different transits of the planets during that 28-day cycle. And so we have to go through all these different reflections of these different energies to then know what is right for us. And that can be very discombobulating if you're programmed into a society where it's like, no, make the decision now, or what is it, what's it going to be, because we need this time. And she actually recommended me keeping a journal of the energies I feel during a lunar month, and like seeing over like 3 months how those same patterns show up, and so I can then schedule my life around these different phases, so I can be in the best flow possible. So I'm not trying to organize a retreat or running a retreat when my energy will be low, right? It's also important where I live and who I live with. I'm here to be guided by the universe. And yes, I mean, I'm literally reading my notes right now. So from this session I had this morning, which I'm still integrating, but I think it's going to help me to integrate it by talking about it in here in the group. And yes, so my life should be full of excitement, awe and wonder. So that's interesting in itself, because increasingly it has been, as I step more into who I am and my work and my path and my mission, and hold space for others for magic and transformation. And certainly this journey I've been having in Lake Atitlan for the last 6 months, and Tulum before that for the last 6 months before that, which encompasses the last year of my life, it's very much been this excitement, awe and wonder. So I'm feeling very aligned with where I'm meant to be and who I'm meant to be. And she's saying that what I say is what it is. So she said that's your superpower. So that I represent absolute truth. So it's really interesting. I'm not, not talking about this to blow my own trumpet or anything. It's just like, this is how the information is being presented to me, and I feel like, if we can each all be transparent and vulnerable and speak about, our profiles and our paths and everything else, that we can then advise others about, others can know, okay, this is this kind of person that I can go to for this kind of consulting or this kind of coaching or this kind of help or healing or whatever. So we can just know more about each other in a transparent, honest way. So I mentioned about that, the journaling through the cycles, taking this path of least resistance and being in the flow, and that alignment means effortlessness for me. And yes, like the 4 aspect of my profile is that people want to be around me. I bring people together. I'm this glue, I'm this warmth, I'm this networker. Opportunities come from people around me. So it's not about me going out there and making my opportunity, making it happen at all costs. It's about those connections and those opportunities coming through the people around me, through my network, through you guys in this case, you group, through friends and family, through colleagues, co-workers, etc., clients, whatever that manifests as in my community. And that's actually, it was a big aha for me, because it's like, right, okay, that's what I need to understand in terms of expanding my reach and helping more people, is that other people are going to bring those people to me. And you might be one of those people who's like, oh yeah, Jody can help this person. I will refer this person to Jody, or to his channeling course, or to his coaching programs, or to his retreats, or his podcast, or something, right? His YouTube channel, this group, because this is how the universe best flows for me anyway. So, and that's the kind of the alignment that is, and it's not about me, going out there and whatever, I don't know, doing it in a different way. So it's about those kind of interpersonal connections and introductions. So that's, I find that really interesting and curious, because it's also like I need to surrender to that as well. And I feel like almost part of the reason I'm doing this live and about this was also because of that, because I am this 4. That is, the opportunist, it's called. And so this is a way that people can come to me through me showing up in this community. And then people who are watching this, like you, might go, oh, I actually need this, or my friend needs this, or needs this kind of retreat, or this healing, or this channeling program that Jodie's offering. So yeah, so that's that. If I'm in the right place, I'll meet the right people. So it's not about following someone else or going somewhere because someone is there. It's about what is the right place for me. And then when I go there, I'll meet the right people. Just like in Lake Atitlan, it felt like the right place to be for me. And then I come here and then I'm meeting the right people. And and the magic is happening. So that's a really interesting distinction. Also for your chart, for your human design, you're going to be two numbers which are both going to be in the range of 1 to 6. So you may be a 4 yourself. So that also applies to you. You may not be a 4, you may be a 3, a 2, a 5, a 6, a 1. But you have two numbers, so one of them could be the 4. Anyway, yes, deductions, yes, recommendations, etc. come to me. Now, we were talking about that and how I used to go to these conferences, and I used to, in my other former roles in life, when I was working in publishing and stuff, I used to, do these expos and conferences, and I used to, it used to be great for me. I used to make amazing business contacts and deals, and getting to know these interesting people, and then it was made these big international deals, and it wasn't my business. I was like basically being like a connector and a salesperson and a networker, and a kind of business development person all at the same time. And yes, I mean, I benefited, but actually the main benefit went to the company itself. And so now I'm learning how to do that for myself as well. And she was saying that I'm a people person, but also my personal energy field is profound for people. A lot of P's in that. And I was like, yeah. And I need to start noticing the impact I have on people. I also mentioned the word fractal as well, because it does feel very much like the reflector energy and the reflector life is fractal. She was saying you're like an astral advisor as well as a cosmic consultant. She's saying about, the other profile number I have is 6, which is the role model or spiritual guru. And yes, and so this is about showing up in the world as a role model, showing people how to live, and it's for the collective. And people will seek me out, but I do have to show up, right? And an audience will find itself in front of me. Ta-da! You. So that's that, yeah. And so, for example, we're talking about one of my visions and dreams, and what I'm doing here is like being in these power spots, like Lake Atitlan, which is this interdimensional portal with 3 volcanoes, and the deepest lake in Central America, and very concentrated, profound, telluric toponymy, energetics of the grid here, and that basically that my work is enhanced in these places and magnified, and my energy as a reflector is magnified as well, being in these power spots, which is, I find, very exciting. Yes, so my work in the power spots that I'm drawn to, and have always been since I was a little boy, saying to my mum, right, I want to go to this megalithic sacred site for a picnic when I was 11, and reading about them, at that age as well, and like this, like the mystery and the magic and the must be something here. It has to be activation. Something like has to happen at these places, and I was trying to figure it out. It was like a puzzle, but I also knew I had to go to these places and kind of interact with them, and my intuition was guiding me here, and my curiosity, my natural curiosity, was guiding me to these places, and it was an excitement for me. And yes, so guess what? My work, my energy, my reflector qualities, everything is magnified and amplified in these places. And so then, of course, as a reflector, or as I'm transmuting energy to higher consciousness in these places, I'm doing it 10x. So that's super exciting and fascinating. And she was saying about the right people and things will wait for me. Like I shouldn't rush to make a decision about things, because actually they won't be aligned, and I need to be sure, and the sureness comes through the waiting and going through this cycle and being the activations of the different planets over the 28 days. And yeah, I feel kind of impatient about that, to be honest, to be truly honest. But I'm also learning it as well, and learning to be patient and to wait, because I do feel different and get a different, completely different understanding and much more clarity after like a 28-day wait, a few weeks wait. She's saying, yeah, the right people and things will wait for you, Jody. And that life is an experiment and a mystery and a magical ride for me, which is so true. And then we went into the gates. So all these different gates that I have open, right? So on your human design chart, you have all these gates, right? And they're numbered, right? And there's 64 of them, and some of them will be activated and some of them won't be. And yeah, so went through all these different gates, and there's a lot of them. But one that really came, and I think is relevant to this transmission right now, is the gate 23, which is I know. So it's the energy to express knowing, verbal and vocal, it's guidance, it's intuition, it's insights. And so what I know is a breakthrough for others. So it's just obvious to me, self-evident. But when I speak it out, it becomes people have breakthroughs through hearing the information, which is exciting for me. Yes. So they also have the 56 gate open, which is the storyteller. So the way I assimilate experiences and concepts has an impact on others as well. It's exciting. I love storytelling and speaking in public and talking about stuff that's meaningful to me. Spiritual self-discovery, ascension, truth, healing, frequencies. I have gate 12 open, which is speaking from the heart and vulnerability, and that impacts others on an emotional level, which is exciting. Yep. And and gate 8 I have open. These are all throat center gates. That's which is the expression through example. So being the individual, being authentic, being an authentic expression of myself. Hello, story of my life. And I contribute in this way just by being me. Yay, that's fun. So it's exciting, and there's plenty more of these gates open. I won't go through them all because there's so many. But wow, what a cool download. I'm going to be poring over these over the next days as well. I'm getting as much information and perspective as I can on these different gates. It's excitement. Yes. I have gate 14 as well, which is like, that's a lucky gate. I'm like, yeah. I didn't go yeah at the time, but yeah. here to have a mystical experience on Earth. Da-da! And it's a power skill. I don't have to worry about money if I follow my good strategies of being the path of least resistance and in flow, which, by the way, is the name of my podcast, Flow Ninja. All will be provided, and it's lucky, and it's about trusting as well, and the resources will come if I'm aligned. Super exciting. And she was like, I don't have this, and she was saying, like, I have to really work for money. I'm like, I work, but it's a different kind of work necessarily. It's showing up. Anyway, I'm still curious about that gate 14 and what that all means. She said there was 2 gates, which are like these lucky gates, and you've got one of them open. I feel blessed about that. And I have been massively supported in my life with resources. Hasn't always been easy, not by a long way, but most of the difficulties being my own doing. I have a big yes energy of 29, which is means I say yes more than I say no. And actually, I said yes. Someone offered me a slice of bread with peanut butter on, and I was like, yes. And I didn't actually really want it. And when I got it, I was like, I've already had some bread today. I've had quite a lot of bread, and I haven't had bread for a while. And I'm like, oh dear, I've said yes to it. I can't throw it away now. I don't really, Anyway, so I started eating it, and then it's like, oh, it's quite nice and everything else. But then it's like, oh yeah, it's bread energy. So I get a little bit bread intolerance stuff happening, itchy nose. And I'm like, yeah, well, I knew actually that I didn't want to have it, and I really needed to say no, but my overeating energy is a yes energy. But she's also like, Pramal, this is the human design reader, is when I say yes, I follow through, so I actually commit to that yes, which is what I did right now, yes, with the piece of bread and the peanut butter. And I must use my clarity about saying this yes, so say yes from a place of clarity. But I also need to practice saying no. So only say yes when I have clarity, yes, and not to do anything when I'm not clear, right? So it's very much indicated to have this clarity. That's something I thought I'd share. So one thing she said, which is important, is that there's no hiding around you, Jody. So people can't hide, she was saying. And that's can be terrifying and scary for people. And so yes, she was like, yeah, that's like an amazing quality you have. Recognition, yeah. So she's saying speaking to audience is incarnated and then indicated, and then she's talking about the incarnation cross. And she showed me what that was, and we read it out and everything. I won't go through it all now because I don't actually have the notes, but it's a right angle path of contagion 3. And she said my impact and influence is very broad, but I need to wait and be patient, wait it out, get into the moon cycle. People I meet are not by chance, and that I need to be around people who feel good to me, which is absolutely what I'm practicing now. Every something I take into the day is moving. Every step I take into the day is moving into the mystery, which is exciting. And I need to know that I am carrying deep wisdom as a reflector. Yes, so yeah, that's a little resume really of this human design reading that lasted 3 hours, was deeply insightful, and has also given me more questions and more excitement and curiosity for looking deeper into the human design system and more of these gates as well, and really trying to understand these different gates. So that's exciting. Yes. And it's also piqued my interest about gene keys as well. So watch this space. Maybe I'll share a gene keys reading. So yes. Now, yeah, I hope that's been enjoyable for you. I know it's been all about me, but I am just reflecting you. So yes, now if you are in need of help, multidimensional activation, you need your purpose, help with knowing your purpose and moving forward with your mission, then I'm available for one-on-one sessions, and also more deep support energetically and mindset wise with what I do with coaching. I have a 21-day process coming up in May, which is here in person in Tecatitlan in Guatemala, amazing land of volcanoes and the Mayans. It's a very potent land. It's an amazing place, and we will do a journey which is through the 5 elements of earth, fire, water, air and ether, bringing together synthesis of everything that I've learned in self-discovery and life transformation over the last 30 years. So if that excites you, ask me about that. I'm also the channeling Activate Your Channel online program got postponed and is starting next week, which would be the 28th of April. So there are spots available on that. It is very affordable and reasonable for what you get, a 5-week program with support to learn how to channel. Basically, I give you all the good stuff. Yeah, and it's something I've been teaching now how to channel for the last 6 months, and I've been channeling for 2 years. And well, channeling all my life really, but actually properly professionally channeling for the last 2 years. And so if you're interested in that, yeah, comment, channeling, #channeling, or message me directly, and yeah, together we rise, right? I'm here to empower you and to enable you to be multidimensionally expanded and to activate in your highest frequency and your highest potential. I am the cosmic consultant for you, perhaps, potentially, who knows. So there's that on offer. It's online, so you don't need to displace yourself. And yes, and if you're interested in any of this stuff, just go #chat, and I will message you. We'll start a conversation, because the first part of all of this is just taking action and going, yes, I need help or I need guidance, and stepping out of your comfort zone and being a little bit vulnerable, right? Because otherwise nothing's going to change in your life and nothing's going to happen unless you do something about it, right? So getting support, getting coaching, getting healing, getting education are wonderful, positive things that will impact your life in ways that you can't even imagine right now. And yeah, so I'm here to offer you that, if that is what is right for you. And we can find that out with having a little call as well, if it's right for you, what's resonant, really truly resonant, and this is a fit. Also, you are welcome to post in the group as well. Like, you are here because you are aligned with the vision of this group. You are welcome to post. What I say is, please don't be self-promotional, because that's generally what people tend to do. Is like, this is about me, and like, these are my sessions or this course. So it's not a place, it's not a marketplace. It's a place for interaction and community, and to help each other. And I'm learning how to manage this group and how to grow it, and how to be the backbone of this group and the spine of it, and to support everyone in their new paradigm consciousness shifts and self-discovery and heart opening and multidimensional activation and courageousness, ultimately being courageous and daring in your life to live big and live your dream and step into your highest potential and highest frequency. So what that looks like is, in this group, is you sharing and you interacting with others, and you can post, of course, post. but it's not about like me post. It's in the sense of like, this is what my course is, or this is what my offering is, or da 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 da. There will be posts about that for like, okay, now you can post about your offering today, whatever, right? But it's not a place for you to just promote your stuff, okay? So any post like that, I will not approve. But anything that's raw and authentic and is you and about you and your process and your journey, which will also draw other people in who may be attracted to your work and your light and what you do, then that is absolutely welcome in this group. Don't want any external links. And no reposts of your post from your profile, because that takes people out of the group, and that's what we don't want, right? We want is people to build the community inside the group and to nurture this community of consciousness, of heart-centered leadership, so we are together and that we grow together. So I'm open to suggestions, I'm open to ideas, I'm open to collaborations as well. There are 950 odd people in this group, and if you're looking for a place to be yourself, be authentic, be vulnerable, be multidimensional, be the scary, great, big you, and be celebrated for that in your heartfelt and your heartful journey of self-discovery, then absolutely be here and share what's going on for you. You're more than welcome. So I hope that's been helpful. I will be doing more lives in this group and sharing more content in more of a structured way. And and you're invited to interact. And no, you don't have to buy anything. It's not about that. This is about a community of support. And of course, if it's aligned, then you will get in touch with me about whatever XYZ offering that I am curating or bringing or talking about. And also, if someone is aligned with you, then they will get in touch with you about what you have to offer. And this is kind of how it works, guys. Is know, like, and trust formula, right? So, but the main overriding energy of this group is about this expansion, about this new earth consciousness, about stepping out of the old and into the new, into the highest frequency and the ascension timeline and energies, and being of support for each other for that. So anyway, thank you. So this is Jody Dean, soul coach, spiritual guide, talking at you right now, talking to you. And we have this wonderful group online, which is in Facebook, and it is Golden Awakening for New Earth Leaders and Visionaries. And on the podcast, on the video, on the YouTube video, I will post this in the description, so you can get a link and come in and request membership of the group. And when you do so, you do not have to leave your email, but if you do, then I will at some point add you into a database and also send you some updates at some point around that, although I almost never send emails and need to get more on the game with all of that. But whatever, when I do send emails, it's my intention is that you're glad that you've read them when you have. So thank you, love to you, and take care wherever you are in the world. You are amazing, you are unique, you are immensely valuable to this earth. You wouldn't be in this group if you weren't. You wouldn't be listening to this and watching this if you weren't. So I say this from my deepest inner truth and understanding, and as a 4/6 reflector. So it is true, because it's what I speak is the absolute truth, because that is my makeup in the human design system. So know this to be true, that you are immensely unique and valuable and have so much to give the world. I'm also saying this because I know this isn't going the people, just general public, aren't going to be ever consuming this, because it's not aligned with the general mindset and the general consciousness. So you are aligned with this mindset and with this frequency that this is coming at you from, and so that's why I'm talking to you in this way about it. Interesting, huh? All right, take care, lots of love, bye for now.